And then what I'm thinking is you're going to have one attempt by the Bitcoin market to really break up a little bit. And I have a couple targets. So number one, this is the Terra Luna low. I think at least we got to touch that.
Hello and welcome. This is the Daily Crypto. This video is going to prove helpful for those who are in a lot of pain because of the current market conditions. So make sure to watch till the end, because Gareth Soloway is about to share some very interesting information that will definitely help you trade profitably.
And I can always zoom in a little bit here. So yeah, I mean, so basically you can just see this amazing. I mean, by the way, parallel trend lines are like my new favorite tool. I'm finding them every which way and they work so well. And so, talking to everyone watching here and listening, if everyone used them, they probably wouldn't work as well. So you guys I don't really talk about it much. It's like Fight Club. You don't talk about it too much when it works. But you can see how, again, you just connect these lows and then you take a parallel and this is a perfectly parallel line. And essentially, if you were just buying here and selling up here and then buying again here and then selling up here, I mean, you just kind of do a little rinse and repeat over and over again. Yeah. It's important to recognize that this is a bearish pattern. So eventually I do worry that at some point we're going to have a breakdown where this really starts to drop dramatically down. And I still have a 12 to 13,000 target on Bitcoin before I think we might get a bottom. But really, again, you could see how the market kind of played with that 2017 high. And a lot of people were kind of surprised we pierced 2017's highs and got down to like 17.5. But remember that the market psychology is to whip the most people out of a trade. And so going into that, as we were coming into that 20,000-ish area, everyone was like, oh, I'm going to buy the 2019 high. That's going to be the bottom. Well, guess what? The market knows that, and it's going to flush it through to kind of make those people stop out, think it's collapsing, and then they'll bounce it afterwards.
Gareth says that following patterns like this parallel channel have a high success rate, as not many people know about it. If you look at it closely, you will see that price respects the trend line and reacts immediately as soon as the extremes are touched. However, this is a bearish pattern that will break down at some point, but before that happens, Gareth expects Bitcoin to touch 25K.
Number one, look at this channel, right? So you had basically the NASDAQ. This is the NASDAQ chart. And you hit the high of the line here and you pulled back to the low. Went up here, pulled back to the lows. And then look, you just pierced the high. And so you might say, okay, well, that's interesting. That's just one. But then look at this. What if we drop a line directly down, connecting the high here? This is basically the all-time high to that pivot, and look at what we hit. So this is, I mean, so basically we're falling today. The NASDAQ's down 1.3%. And this, you could have looked at this chart before the jobs number, and this is what I did, and say, I have no clue what the jobs number is going to be, but the probabilities are that you're going to see a sell-off in the markets because you're into two trend lines right there. And sure enough, boom, sell-off. So I mean, again, for those of you out there, a lot of people are like, oh, how do the charts predict the news? They don't know what the news is going to be, but the charts, weirdly enough, do tell you the direction of the market move after the news.
Shorting the stock market during current circumstances isn't exactly something your average trader would do. That's because ever since the Fed hiked interest rates, the markets have continued to surge. But Gareth is shorting the NASDAQ because he has several confluences that indicate that markets are about to dump. The price has just touched the resistance area and is already dropped by more than 1%.
Yeah, so what I'm guessing is going to happen is that I think you still have a little bit more of this sideways action, and then what I'm thinking is you're going to have one attempt by the Bitcoin market to really break up a little bit, and I have a couple targets. So number one, this is the Terra Luna low. I think at least we got to touch that, right? That's around 25,500. So I think you at least make one push up there. Small chance that to lure in enough bulls, they're going to try to take us to this 28 to 30,000 level. But ultimately, again, the kicker is that this is all inside bearish action within this bigger move, and you have a measured move. And this is, you don't have to, once you understand the charts, you don't need indicators, right? Or at least I don't. Like, so basically you have this high pivot to this low pivot right down here. That's a certain distance. And what you do is you look for what's called a measured move, where you had this consolidation here, All right. And then you take that high and you extend the same distance. So you take this distance and you extend it from that high. And to me, I have a target that gives me a target right around 12,000, give or take. And what's interesting about that target is it's basically that 85% correction on Bitcoin that we've seen pretty much in every bear cycle. And by the way, I know you know this, but like, remember when we were at 69 and everyone's like, this time is different. It's, all these different things. And it's like, nah, dude, cycles are so much more powerful than we give them credit for. It's just like, they're going to play out. It is what it is.
Gareth likes to keep his charts as clean as possible because price action is the king of all indicators. Moving on, he stays true to his beliefs and says that Bitcoin has to at least touch the Terra Luna low before dumping down to the 12K area.
Basically, you had the flush out here. Gold, look at the resistance line, right? Pivot low here, down sloping trend lines, and you're getting a pullback right in that level. So charts are telling you that that was coming. I think, honestly, I'm expecting a consolidation move and then a bigger move to the upside. But again, keep in mind that gold trades inverse to the dollar. Generally, crypto does as well. It's influenced by the DXY. And so, if you look at the dollar, this is the daily chart of the dollar today. Look at that big green candle. So that's putting pressure. I'm actually impressed that crypto's holding up today in spite of that. But that's why gold is down today, because of that dollar pop on the back of the Fed. Well, the back of the jobs number, which influences the Fed.
According to Gareth, gold is all set for a rally to the upside. But since the dollar had a big green candle today, it's preventing it from doing so because they are inversely related.
So I'm always going to be a swing trader. So that's important to kind of recognize. So I'll be in and out, as a trader. But when we got to 19,000, and you do remember correctly, I love the memory. I started what I consider to be a hodl position on Bitcoin, and the way I did it was I basically said, okay, how much am I willing to hold? So I think that, by the way, any trader, any investor should always decide ahead of time versus in the midst of a trade when emotion is strong, like how much they're going to invest in anything. So, for let's just say $1 million, like I'm willing to have a hodl position of $1 million on Bitcoin. What I did was I divided into segments. So I divided it into sixth of a position, 1/6, 1/6, 1/6. And I invested that amount, that 1/6 at 19,000. So that I'm going to leave there. If it goes down another 2,000 to 3,000 below 19, I'm going to do another 1/6, then 2,000 to 3,000 below another 1/6. The idea is I'm not good enough to predict exactly where the bottom is in. Heck, maybe the bottom's in already. I don't know. But down in this lower range in the teens, maybe down to 10, I want to be just accumulating. So yes, in a matter of speaking, I'm not buying everything I can, but I certainly am starting that process very slowly to accumulate.
Even though Gareth is a trader, he started to build a long-term hodl position in Bitcoin since it dropped to 19K. He says he is gradually going to add more to his position as the price keeps dropping. This is known as dollar cost averaging, and it's great for long-term investing because the bottom becomes irrelevant once you start accumulating in small fractions. We hope you learned something new from this video. Let us know in the comments below whether you think we have already bottomed out or a bigger dump is still likely to happen. Support us by liking this video and subscribing to our channel. Thank you for watching.